Hey everyone, I had an idea that I wanted to test, and a lot of you have been really liking the full campaign workflow videos. And so I figured I could probably put this one together pretty quickly. And so I'm going to go from just an idea to a completely launched campaign in however long this takes me. So the what I always start with is the copywriting because I have no clue what data I need to collect until I get the copywriting done. So I do all of that first. The offer we're going to try to promote here is a offer to reach out to people to ghostwrite for their LinkedIn profiles where, you know, maybe for like a fixed fee, they would get one post a day during all business days and we'd be able to, get traffic and things like that. And, so that's basically the campaign we're going to do. I think what we'll do is we're obviously only going to target people who are already posting on LinkedIn. I don't want to convince anybody of why they should be posting on LinkedIn. I don't want to do any of that. I just want to target people who are already posting. And we're going to keep the email short. And yeah, we want to look for people who are consistent. And so in the copywriting, we'll probably do something like subject. Saw your LinkedIn post. And then we'll do first name. Just saw your LinkedIn post about, and then we're going to AI generate this. AI generation. I dug a little deeper and found the last time you posted was days ago. Mm, Consistency is something the LinkedIn algorithm really rewards. Would you ever consider outsourcing the creation of LinkedIn posts to increase your organic impressions? We helped Eric Nowoslavsky with his content. He generated over impressions in a year and drove 40% of the new user signups at clay.com with organic content. Worth that. See how we could help. Okay, that's basically what I want to do there. Email 2, we'll make this a follow-up. Hey, oh no. Hey, first name. Saw your post. Okay, generation. Wanted follow-up. Okay. So what I'm thinking here is I just want to make the offer super, super clear here and just say like, hey, would you ever consider outsourcing this? How we could help you create more content. Just super clear, like we're talking about LinkedIn content, huge social proof here, great AI generated first line, all this stuff. Hey, saw your post about AI generation and wanted to follow up. And then I'm going to do an email 3. And in email 3, I'm going to create a post for them. Yeah, in email 3, I think I'm going to use AI to create a post for them. And I want to like drop the offer a little bit more and say like, for $500 a month, we can make one post a day for you. So we'll say like, hey, so we're going to do a net new email on this one. Made some content for you. Hey, first name. Saw you often post about 6 to 8 word summary. I saw you often post about I wanna lead into, like, "Hey, I saw you often post about this stuff." Oh, yeah. So, I went ahead and made a LinkedIn post for you in the PS section. Keep in mind, I just took some information from your previous posts and what your company does. I know it can be, we can improve it much more on a call. Reason I did this is because my company helps generate content for LinkedIn. No, for founders slash CEOs looking to build their brand. Just 500 per month. Cancel anytime. Worth a chat. And this is a little bit long. So you always want to make sure that your emails are skimmable. And this breaks stuff up. So one, I want to put this down here so they can skim that. Then we can improve it. Keep in mind. So basically, the reason why I'm putting this line in here is because we are going to AI generate this. And if they hate the copy, then it's like, I want them to know, okay, hey, you might not like this copy, but it could be way improved. So I saw you often post about blah, blah, blah. So I went ahead and made a LinkedIn post for you in the PS section. Keep in mind, I just took information. Keep in mind, I just built above your previous posts and what your company does. With more insight, we can improve. We can tailor it to your liking. Great. So then we have this, and now we're going to put together our list. All right. So this is going to be the mess. Oh yeah. And then we're going to put like signature, and then we'll put the PS AI generation of content. So we have all of this. Now let's talk about how we can build this list. So essentially, there's two ways that we could build this list. My preference to build this list would be to use Sales Navigator and build everything inside of here. Then what we would do is we'd use the spotlight for posted on LinkedIn in the last 30 days. So if I were to go like posted on LinkedIn in the last 30 days, United States, boom. And then I'm going to put like founder, right? Like this is exactly the criteria I'd be going for. Maybe I want to talk to like marketing marketing services. I want to talk to a computer software. Oh, what is software now? I guess it's different. Hmm. Tech? Sure. We're going to go with this one. So then we're going to talk to like technology, information, and internet, right? And so what we could do, see, this is a lot of people. So I'll go to company headcount to be like 1 to 10. Actually, no, I don't want to go to 1 to 10. 11 to 50. Cool, 12K. This is still a little bit too big. So if we're going to scrape this search, we need it to be 2.5K because that's all that LinkedIn gives us. So if I just take out like, we could also be super great and we could just pick New Jersey, 276. Okay, that's great. Let's drop off the industry. Awesome. Great. And so this is actually a great list. So what I would do is I would just reach out to these people because they're posting on LinkedIn, and then I would scrape the search. So we could go to Clay, and then we could just hit find people from Sales Navigator URL, and we could do this right here. And so I'm going to do this. I just don't know how long this is going to take. And quite honestly, I'm filming this and I got to go somewhere. So we could build all of this off of this Sales Navigator search. But like I said, I'm not sure how long it's going to take. So I'll save this for a rainy day and we'll just I'll save this for a rainy day. If it finishes in the next like 4 minutes, maybe we can use it. But for now, we're just going to use Apollo because we could just get the data super quick. So in here, what I won't be able to do is I can't just get people who definitely are posting, but I can get close enough, I would say. So we'll go and we'll hit founder, CEO, and we're going to find all of their posts in Clay. So don't worry about any of this. So we'll hit founder and CEO. I'll throw an owner too, and not president, owner. Everybody's got to call themselves something. Great. And then we'll put the United States. And then number of employees, we'll just put at like 11 to 50. Now let's check on this. Yeah, still not done. 11 to 50, right? And so we'll just use this over here. And I'm just going to put on, again, like computer software or something. Cool. And so now we have our list, and I'm just going to use our saved list right here. So it's super easy. And we'll download this, and we're going to upload it into Clay. So we can export all of this. And so now what I'll do is I'll get a CSV ready. Oh, whoops. No, we'll get the CSV ready over here. Upload this. Now we have our search, and we're going to start working off of this search. Cool. Amazing. So we have a couple of things to do here. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to verify the emails from Apollo. So we're going to use dbounce, and we're just going to map in the email addresses right here. We'll run this, and then first safe to send email we want to map. Okay, great. So now we have this running. Now, when we don't find a valid email, we want to use a tool that's going to find email addresses for us, but only charge us if it finds valid emails. So we're going to use Prospeo, and we have our API key, and we're going to put in, oh, I need to back up for a second. We can save changes, but see how it needs like the full name. So we just need to create a formula real quick. So we'll do like concatenate first name and space and the last name. Cool. So now we could just combine first and last into the same thing. Okay, that's first and last. Awesome. So then we'll come back into Prospeo, and so we'll do formula, which is the full name, and then we'll map the website, and then we're going to include the catch-all emails. And so now we're only going to run this only if this column is empty. So this is called first safe to send emails, and I'm just going to put an exclamation point because that's just how this works. I'm not a coder. Apparently it's JavaScript. I don't know. Clay just tells me that. But so then we get this formula here. So we'll save the rows. And so see how it's only running if we haven't found an email address. So now we're just, yeah, there we go. Now we're just improving our odds of finding them. So now what we're going to do is we're going to have a merge column. Actually, let's map this first so we can see it. Yeah, here we go. Okay, then now what we're going to do is we are going to merge these. So now we'll have a big list of like these. This is the email address, master email column. So now we're going to say, here we go, email. So we're going to have this one, and then we're going to have this one. So we could just have one column of just perfect email addresses. Great, we got that. So between Apollo and Prospeo, we have like almost 100% coverage. And there was actually an error on this API call here. So maybe it's even better. Nope, I'm still in error. Anyway, so now this is kind of the stuff that we just need to get taken care of immediately. We're going to need their company information. So we'll hit enrich company. And then we are also going to need, so we also only want to run this if master email column has data in it, because it's a waste of money if we're not even going to send an email. So we'll run this. And then we need to find their LinkedIn posts as well, because if they're not posting on LinkedIn, then I don't even care about these. So we're going to hit LinkedIn. And if anything, we should run the debounce verification only after we find their LinkedIn post as well. So we'll hit find recent post by user, add in their LinkedIn, and then I want this to be like 14 days ago. So then we'll hit continue, and then I want their post. Yeah, that's fine for now. So I want their first post. And so now we'll run this. And so actually we are going to do this, but I'm going to show you something of how we're going to make this possible. Okay, so we're going to run this for everybody so we have people to work with. The way this integration works is it's kind of doing a backdoor method in order to find their LinkedIn posts. So some weird things might happen where if like you run this, it says no posts found, but then if you run it, it could find them again. It's honestly just because of the way the integration works. And it's not using your LinkedIn cookie. So there's just that like trade-off of it's not using your LinkedIn cookie. So it's not going to have perfect coverage. But then again, it's not using your LinkedIn cookie. So you don't have to worry about anything. So we're actually going to make the email column dependent on finding a post, because if we can't find a post, then we're not going to do anything. So to just set this up correctly, I'm just going to fill in some data. Never mind, we have data. So we have data right here. In order for this campaign to work, I actually need 2 posts from people. So we aren't going to. Yeah, that's not great. What we're not going to do is what I want. Oh, well, sorry. What we are going to do is we're going to make this run only based off of the second post that they have. Because see how we have here, hey, first name, just saw your post about AI generation and I wanted to follow up. Technically, this is going to be about their most recent post. This is going to be about their second most recent post, and this is going to be about their third. And this is kind of why I'm doing this video long form, so that uh, you can see exactly how I'm thinking through this. So real quick, let's just clean all of this up, where this is only going to run if we have the second LinkedIn post. And then this is only going to run if we have the second LinkedIn post as well. Great. So now we have all of this. So now we're like totally saving on everything, which is great. And so now we can come over here and let's say, we find these email addresses. Now we're going to be working off of this. So the first thing we need to do is we need to AI generate. Usually I work just, one at a time. So I'll work on this one and then I'll work on this one and then I'll work on this one. But because these are so similar, I'm going to work on both of them at the same time. So we're going to come here and then actually I need to label this. So sorry. This is like literally how the process goes. I'm not hiding anything. So this is first post. This is second post. Then we're going to hit add enrichment. Yeah. And then we're going to hit use AI. And then we're going to browse templates. And then we're just going to look for LinkedIn post in here. So then we'll come in here and then we'll hit second post. And then see how there's the conditional run that it has to be over 30. That's perfect. Use the input to complete my sentence. So I used to think, I wrote all of these in Clay. And so I used to think that the prefixes needed quotes around them. That's just not true anymore. I just want to reach out because I saw your post about, and we're just going to change this. I just saw your post about, And then we're going to say, I just saw your post. Just saw, whoops, your post about startups and blah, blah, blah. Okay, great. Now, the only reason that this one is going to run, again, because we have to save money, it's not only is second post over 30, but we also need a master email column. So we're going to go to master email column and make sure that master email column is working. So this is going to be first line email 1. Then we're going to hit save and run. It's going to run the first 10 rows, which none of those rows are going to qualify. So we're just going to come down here and auto run this. I know that this is basically going to look good. So we're going to jump in and we're going to, we can actually just copy this. So we're going to duplicate this and we're just going to change the text a little bit. So we'll duplicate it. And then it's going to be first line, email 2. And then all we have to do is we just have to change, just saw your post about, and let's change this so that it's easy, because it's very easy to make the sentence and then end with a period. Wanted to follow up about my previous message. Just saw your post about AI generation, wanted to follow up about my previous message. Boom. So then now we're just going to change this. And now we're going to change this. We're not going to include the I, and then we're not going to include the I as well here. And then instead of this being on second post, we're going to do this on, the input is this. Now we're going to do this on first post. And in this case, first post needs to be 30 characters. So we'll save and run on this. And so the reason, so here, let's just see this. I just saw your post about Claire RepSpark tutorial, about Claire's RepSpark. Hoping you have time to make time. She takes you through how RepSpark will make you better. Okay, great. And then this one, I'm grateful for the team that surrounds me every day. No one can whistle. It takes a whole orchestra to play it. Okay, great. So then we're going to run this. So now this is line 2. And so now, see, that didn't come out right. Completely out, but this is my prefix. So we're just going to make this a little bit smarter. It's super short. Let's just make sure that we're using GPT-4 here. So this mistake comes up, which is kind of interesting. Just saw your post. Oh, the reason why this is a problem is, see how it says use the input to complete my sentence? When I used to write prompts, I would do this all the time. Use the input to create a sentence, including my prefix in under. So the reason why, when you say complete, see how it says complete my sentence? That's the problem here, is because it's going for the completion. It's not going for the whole sentence. So then we'll save and not run this. And then now we'll hit this. Okay. So now the reason why the email in the first line is actually on the second post is because otherwise we'd have to find a way to like update this row. What the heck? This never happens. We'd have to figure out a way to update this row for the next post. And it's really annoying. Complete the output with my prefix. Sentence. So the way that I get these to work when I have issues like this is I just over prompt it. And so I'm going to just give it another example so it sees exactly what I want it to do. Just saw your post about Joel Bush's. All right, let's do Joel's. Joel's contribution to the company. Great. And now we're going to do this again, and we're going to run it. So now that it has a second example and it sees that I completed it, it really should fix it at this point. Great. Okay. So now a lot of you might be thinking to yourselves, okay, how do I ensure that there's not a mistake in the email campaign. So now what we do is we're going to make a formula, and we're just going to say response contains just saw your post. Because if this output is incorrect, it's not going to contain just saw your post. So then we'll run this. And then we're going to make another formula on the same exact thing, but now it's going to be response one contains just saw your post. And now that's on response one. So again, we want to make sure that it includes true. Now we'd be set to run the campaign because we know that this is going to be ready. Now the next part that we need to run is I dug a little deeper and found the last time you posted was days ago. So the way to do this is now we're going to jump in here to the posts, and I'm going to map this date. So this was 10/17. Awesome. That's definitely within 4 days ago. And this is going to be post one date. And then this is going to be post two date. Great. And then we're going to hit create column. And now we're literally just going to create a formula. How many days are between this date? And then we're going to put post one date. Oh, actually, yeah. No, actually, no. We can't do it this way. I'm sorry. That we need to use the post three date because remember, this is the second LinkedIn post we detected. This is the first one. So it actually needs to be between second and third. So we actually need this one. And so we're going to say post three date. And we'll hit create a column. Great. And so now we're going to say formula. How many days are between this date? And so we'll do post date 2 and post date 3. Generate the formula. 0, yeah, because none of them are filled out. So we're going to look at this one. 0. Cool. So now this is a good reminder that this actually needs to change depending on what happened. So now we're going to create a formula, and we're going to say, okay, if formula 3 is 0, output, go a little deeper. I saw the last time you posted was the same day. If, no, and we got to put or before that, but we'll go there. If formula is 1 or 2, output, I saw the last, oh no, actually it's just one. Output, I saw the last time you posted was yesterday. No, the day before. The day before. Or if formula is not 0 or 1. Notice how I didn't use like greater than, because this is a text field, and so it's not going to recognize it as a number. So we just want to say is not 0 or 1. Output, I saw the last time. Oh no, I have to say concatenate. Concatenate. Oh. I saw the last time you posted was, and then we're going to put the day. So formula and days before that. Great. So then we'll hit generate formula. So now, like, no matter what happens, we say the correct thing after the campaign. Last time you posted was, yeah, okay, that's fine. We'll fix that. And so now this is going to be email line 2, email 1. I saw the last time you posted was the same day, so that worked. Let's change this to 3. Whoops. I saw the last time you posted was 3 days before that. Let's change this to 1. And let this change. I saw the last time you posted was the day before. Okay, so this formula is working as well. So now, great. So now what we can do is we have our lines here, and then we have our lines. We need to create our third email. So essentially we need to say, I saw you often post about blah, blah, blah. So I went ahead and made a LinkedIn post for you. So in order to write this, we basically need to, I'm going to use ChatGPT 3.5 to do something really quick. So using the inputs, summarize in 6 to 8 words. Actually, we could probably get all this done. We're going to do 3.5 to get this done. I'm sure this will work. We're going to say, using the inputs, summarize in 6 to 8 words. Using the inputs, summarize in 6 to 8 words what the person who is creating this content usually posts about. The inputs will be examples of their content and what their company does. This is their first post. And then we're going to put in post 1, which is right here. This is post 2. And then we'll put that right here. This is the mission of their company. I will put this in. So notice here in like second post, see how number 6 here is trying this out, and all of this stuff. Are you prepared to handle a spike in volume? Extremely proud of rolling out the podcast. Blah blah blah. All this stuff, right? So what we need to do is we're gonna let this run, and I'm gonna give it examples and everything. But before I forget, I just want to say, like first post is over 30 characters, and second post is over 30 characters, and description is over 40 characters. Because if there's not enough context, AI is just going to say something crazy. So we'll just generate this. Cool. Output is correct. Now we'll come here. Then we're literally just going to get this done. But so now we're going to give it an example. So here's our example, and we're going to fill these things in. So first we'll do this one. So this is the description. And then we'll do this one. And this is their post. Yep. And then we'll go with thanks, Joel Bush. And so I'm going to say, and so now we're going to manually write this line. Hoping you make time to join Claire. So we need it to fit inside of this message. So I saw you often post about, actually, let's use this as a prefix so that we're in control of the message here. So using the inputs, output a sentence using 6 to 8 words that follow my prefix. The prefix must be included. The inputs are what the person posts about. My prefix to begin every output is, this. And then, oh, no quotes. Then we're just going to, I saw your post about blah, blah, blah. So now we'll jump down here and then we'll say, I saw you often post about Spark. Oh, Rep Spark. Ooh, whoops, that would have been bad. Rep Spark and how it can transform e-commerce companies. That's what it does, right? Wholesale companies. Great. Then we'll run that. We're good to go on this. Great, great, great. Okay, awesome. So it is going to use 3.5. So let's let it run and see how great that is. Because I do want it to just be a little bit cheaper just because it like could add up after a while. So let's run this. Run condition not met. Sorry, I got a little distracted there. Oh, here we go. I saw you often post about rope structure. All right, great. So that's what we want. And so we're going to map this. I'm going to call this email 3 line. Now, the big kahuna, and the last thing that we need to do before we set up this campaign is we need to create a LinkedIn post for them. So actually, I'm going to duplicate this post because it has a lot of the things that we already need. So I'm going to duplicate this one. PS AI content. Using the inputs, output a 100-word LinkedIn post that a person would write. 100 words, is that enough? No, maybe not. A 200-word LinkedIn post that a person would write. The inputs are what the person who is creating the content usually writes about. The inputs will be examples of their content. Oh, wow, this is a repeat. And then we don't need this prefix. There is another input for what the company does. Write a LinkedIn post with the purpose of connecting with customers. Write a LinkedIn post with the purpose of connecting with customers to try to reach out and use their services or product. Use the past posts as frameworks for what the person usually says. Use the mission of the company to create the messaging about the customers and why they should use their product or service. And so then we have all of this stuff already mapped here. So now I'm just going to take this prompt and I'm going to drop it in here. Great. So now what we could do is we could write this ourselves, but I'm not going to do that. It just like takes too much time. And this is already like a 40-minute video or something like that. So we're going to go to ChatGPT and we're just going to do this ourselves. And so we're just going to input the prompt and then we're just going to see what we get from this prompt. Oh yeah. So we need to say, don't include LinkedIn, don't include emojis. Considering how long this video is going and what this looks like, I actually think it's going to take a little bit to fix this. And so we might need to reconsider email 3. I saw you often post about, so I went ahead and made a LinkedIn post for you. I think, yeah. So honestly, with how long this video is going, I think we would just work on this a little bit more. I want to get into the actual setup of all of this for people who might be beginners. So usually I would work this prompt out, but that actually turned out way worse than I thought it would. So we're just going to add a campaign in Smartlead, and I'm just going to show you exactly how we would do this. So ghostwriting campaign example, and then we're going to load up our sequences. So we literally just go back and forth. Saw your LinkedIn post, but there were spaces, so we got to get rid of those spaces. Whoops, daisy. Then we want to go in here and we'll drop all of this in. And we want to make sure that it's spaced properly. Oh my God. I don't know what is up with that. I guess we gotta, So oftentimes this could happen because there's HTML in here that I don't know about. Doesn't seem like that's the case. Okay, we're gonna work around that for now. So then we'll just add a step. We'll reach out in like 4 days. And then we'll put this one in. Now see how this is AI generation and this is AI generation? So we're gonna change this. We're actually gonna change this to email one first line, and then we're actually gonna delete all of this because we already say it, and then we're gonna delete this period because everything already does all of that. And then we're gonna also put email one line two, and then that's not gonna have a period. We're gonna be good to go. And then this will leave as AI generation. That's totally fine. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're not even gonna mess with that anymore. Now we're gonna pull up our smart lead integration. And so why don't we just download this why don't we download this as a CSV and upload it into Smart Lead? The big reason why we don't do that is because if we ever want to run this campaign again, we would not be able, like, we would have to reset up everything. But if we just want to pull an Apollo search and just see here, let's just hit save and next. If we want to pull the next bit of the Apollo search and then just run this workflow again, it's super easy for us to just run this workflow again inside of Clay. So that's why we set it up in Clay like this, because once it's set up once, I've been filming this video for 42 minutes. Once it's set up once, I don't have to build this workflow again. And that's probably my favorite overall use with Clay. So we're going to map all of the fields like you normally would. As a best practice, I map every field just because I've had clients who they're like, oh, like, could you get me the LinkedIn URL of this person? And I have it in the Clay table, but I didn't map it to Smart Leads. So then I have to go back and forth and I have to do everything. Usually we would clean the company names, but we're not including company name in the outreach here. So I didn't really worry about that. Custom fields is the part that you need to be most careful on. So I have a saying in my business, that when we're doing these things, like these custom variables, I tell everyone, don't be a hero. And the reason I say that is because it looks super easy to just be like, oh yeah, email one first line. And then I come over here and I'm just going to put email one, or see, I already messed up, email one first line. But see how the E is capitalized here? If you send this through, it's not going to match what's inside of Smart Lead just because the E is different, and it's going to mess it all up. So I say, don't be a hero, copy and paste it, bring it down here, and then just map it perfectly. So we have none of those mistakes. We want 0 of those mistakes. And then we'll come in here and we want email one first line. So we're going to say first line one. There we go. Now we're going to come back up to Smart Lead and we're going to say email one line two. Again, don't be a hero. And then we're going to jump down. Line two, email one. Great. And then we're going to come here. We're going to go to the second message and we're going to keep this as AI generation, and then we can delete all of this. So then it's going to say AI generation, boom, AI generation. And then that's going to be post so then we're going to say first line, email two. All right, nailed it. So when we go back and we check, okay, did we fill out every single one that we need? Which yes, we did. So then we come here Allow duplicate leads across campaigns. We're going to turn that on. Now, this is the next most important part is the run settings. What the worst thing that would happen is if we send an email and none of these variables are filled out. So then what we do is every single variable that's important, we want to make sure that those variables exist. So only run if first name is not empty. Oops. And we're going to jump down here. Line 2, email 1 is not empty. And then we're going to jump down and we're going to say like master email column, which this isn't possible for it to run without the master email column, but just add it in anyway, is not empty. And let's see. First line email 1 is not empty. And first line email 2 is not empty. And, oh, didn't spell that right, but that's fine. Is not empty. And there we go. Formula 1 contains true. And formula 2 contains true. Remember, those were the ones that we did the check to make sure that everything is good. Contains true. Then this is going to be empty. Great. And now we're going to hit generate formula. And so for the most part, like basically none of these are going to run. But that's why we set it all up that if there's no LinkedIn post, we're not going to run anything else. So this is the only thing that we pay for is to check if we can detect a LinkedIn post. And then if we can't, nothing else is going to run anyway. So now we'll hit output is correct, save formula. We'll hit save and run first 10 rows. And then we will jump down to one that should run. And we're going to see if it syncs. So now it's queued. Okay, so they were added to the campaign. So we'll hit save and next. And now we're gonna, usually I'll add like 20 leads to the campaign before we do all of this. And I'm just gonna set this up real quick, hang on. Then just quickly, we're gonna hit schedule on this campaign. This is kind of the setup that I use. I like to reach out to 250 people per day. We're good to go. Then we're gonna hit save and next. And now we just check this out. We wanna make sure everything is filled in. See, okay, this is wrong, right? So we need to go back and we need to say, okay, we need to say like formula 3 like does not contain NaN or something like that. And formula 3 does not contain NaN. Generate. And now we'll save and do not run. Now we're going to rerun this and make sure, yep, run condition not met. And then this one should run. No, run condition not met there as well. Well, so I'm so sorry. I do have to go. So we're going to fix this. Great. This is all good. Then we'll look at email 2 and make sure it all merged correctly. Just saw your post about, oh yeah, so then we just come back and we kill this. Whoops. Just so that it all reads correctly. And then we just look again. Oh, the period. See, you really got to check all these things. So now it reads correctly. And now with one more check, it's going to be ready to send. So what we're going to do is then we would just run this entire clay table, hit start on this campaign, and we would be ready to run this campaign. So if you are an employee of Growth Engine X and I sent you to watch this video, just Slack message me Bulldog so that I know that you watched this video. And if you are not one of our employees, thank you very much for watching the video, and I hope you learned something.